So let's move over, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spurs preview part of the show. And here's my score prediction for the game. There you go. I'm going for Liverpool 2, Spurs 1, and I'm expecting a very, very difficult evening at Anfield. If there's one thing Mourinho knows how to do, it's set up a team not to lose. And I fully believe he's going to have those Spurs players walking on air, feeling like they can come to Anfield and end our 65 game unbeaten run at home in the Premier League. Spurs are an excellent side, don't get me wrong. I've full respect for their abilities. Son is in tremendous form. Kane has almost reinvented himself as well, dropping back deeper to pick up the ball. Reguilon has been a very good addition for them. But to me, the Spurs signing that impresses me the most has been Højbjerg. I think that was a genius piece of business by Mourinho. He's toughened them up in that midfield a bit. But looking at the places for Spurs, I think we can get at them. Hugo Lloris, for me, always has a mistake in him. So I will be telling our players to be shooting from distance, following up on those shots, making sure that you're following in case there's a spill or anything like that. And I think Spurs can be gotten at defensively. So, it's a mixed bag. It's not going to be easy. They're going to be very tactically aware, very well set up for the game. It's a battle of the two clubs at the top of the table. So I'm not going to sit here and be disrespectful towards Spurs. They've earned their place at the top of that table alongside us. And I'm hoping, obviously, on Wednesday that after the game, they won't be there. But look, let's go through and have a look at my predicted 11, see what you guys think. Right, here it is. And look, you probably noticed that it's the exact same predicted 11, which coincidentally happened to be the team that took to the pitch against Fulham yesterday. And I'm going for an unchanged side, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get the... I'm going for Alisson in goal, Trent at right back, Robbo at left back, Matip and Fabinho. If Matip is able to play the game, and it's still unknown whether he will be able to start or not. If he's not, will he drop Hendo back or will he play Phillips? I would suggest he will play Phillips, but let's go with Matip being available. So Fabinho, Matip, then midfield trio of Wijnaldum, who looked absolutely shattered, by the way, against Fulham. He's played so much football this season, so maybe Taki could come in there. Hendo for me, and Curtis Jones, who, along with Fabinho and Alisson, were probably the best players on the pitch for us against Fulham. So I think Curtis Jones deserves the chance to start. Obviously, we'd have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain on the bench. And then for me, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino and Mohamed Salah up front. The game, of course, taking place on Wednesday. We'll start our watch-along at 7:30 for that one. So that's my predicted 11, ladies and gentlemen, for the game. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm sure, as I read earlier on in the chat, a lot of people will be talking about Takumi Minamino, and I have no problem if he starts, but I'm expecting an unchanged lineup because I just don't think we have enough bodies at the minute to really justify making those changes. Some people earlier on were saying to me maybe give Nico Williams an opportunity because they didn't feel that Trent Alexander-Arnold was at his best during the game against Fulham, and he's coming back from injury. That is important to remember. And look, if you like my prediction there of 2-1, then make sure you get over to Boyle and get your money on. If you fancy my 2-1, it is 7-1 currently at Boyle Sports. So if you put £10 or €10 on that, you could potentially win €80 or £80. Of course, you could potentially lose it as well. But if you are going to have a flutter on the game, please do it with our betting partners and our sponsors, Boyle Sports. And there is a link in the description if you want to sign up to Boyle, just to let them know that we sent you over as well. But that's Craig's bet for the week. Liverpool to beat Spurs 2-1, and correct score 7-1 on Boyle Sports. So again, please do go over and check that one out. Do I think Bobby should drop back and play as an attacking midfielder? We buy a striker? Possibly. But we did buy that forward. It was Diogo Jota, and as we know, unfortunately, Diogo has been ruled out for 6 to 8 weeks with a knee injury, or I think at the back of his knee. He felt that, and the scans the club said they could have been worse. They could have been out for the entire season. They could have been better, but it doesn't need an operation, which is good news. So hopefully 6 to 8 weeks we'll have Diogo Jota back, and I know that Diogo will be working his backside off to try and get fit and available for the Reds as soon as possible. 2,000 Liverpool fans, of course, will be inside the stadium. I'm expecting, and of course there will be a huge tribute to Gerard Houllier before the game. And I'm expecting those Liverpool fans, even though they're only going to be 2,000, to make a hell of a lot of noise and make Anfield a fortress, which of course it is. 65 unbeaten, as I said, in the Premier League. But Jose and Spurs are going to come full of confidence, and they're probably going to be thinking to themselves, and their gaffer is going to be saying to them, lads, this is the time to play Liverpool. They are without Van Dijk, they are without Gomez, they are without Thiago, they are without Diogo Jota, they are without numerous other players that you can name. The injury list just keeps growing and growing and growing. So probably the right time to come and play them. But that being said, Liverpool aren't going to want to surrender. We're not going to want to give up a home record. 65 unbeaten, and it's a top of the table clash. So I think we'll be at it from the off. I think Jordan Henderson will be rallying the troops, and we can expect to see a far different Liverpool than we'd seen recently. Now, we can talk about the game. I can give my predictions and stuff, but we also have to touch on the fact that Mohamed Salah is the only Liverpool forward so far in double digits this season with 10 goals, 5 of them coming from the penalty spot. Roberto Firmino, I think, with 2 goals in the Premier League this season, and Sadio Mane currently on a run of 8 games without a goal for the Reds. And I didn't even realise the Mane had gone that long until somebody pointed it out to me, and I actually thought Sadio played decent enough against Fulham, particularly when he ran at them, and that's what I want from Sadio. I want Sadio Mane to take on defenders. Mourinho, I've no doubt, will set this game up to be a tight affair. Spurs will sit deep at times, try and soak up, go very narrow, give Liverpool the wide areas, try and stop the crosses, and then try to use the pace of Son and Bergvin or whoever Jose Mourinho does start in the counter-attack against us, as well, of course, as little bits and pieces from set pieces. A bit of shithousery as well, because one thing we know about Mourinho is that he's tried to make that Spurs team a bit more streetwise than they once were, and I'll be keeping an eye out for Harry Kane's diving ability and being able to, let's say, invite a challenge. Is that the nice way of saying it? So yeah, keep an eye out for that type of behaviour as well. Referee for the game, as I said to you guys the other day, is Anthony Taylor, so he'll be the referee in charge. I've got a mixed opinion on Anthony Taylor. I'm not overly gone on most Premier League referees, to be fair, although I do give immense credit to Andre Mariner in the game against Fulham for actually going over, looking at that and overruling, or at least changing the decision that VAR had asked him to do, which was, I think, to at least look at it. But he said no penalty, and I respect him for that one. Yeah, I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen, from my side with regards to the preview. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you're watching this back later on, I'd love to know your thoughts, as I said, on Gerard Houlden's passing, of course, on the game. If you're lucky enough to get a ticket, by the way, also let us know, you absolutely jammy gits. Those that have got a ticket, I'm extremely jealous of that. And of course, again, just a reminder that there are only 4 Premier League clubs now from Wednesday that will be allowed to have fans inside the grounds. Those clubs: Liverpool, Everton, Brighton and Southampton. London was moved into Tier 3, so they won't be able to have fans in. When we go to Palace on Saturday, there'll be no away fans, or excuse me, no home fans in there. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the game, ladies and gents. It is going to be a really packed festive season for the Reds, but we do have this game on Wednesday, the Palace game, and then I think Liverpool have 8 days off because of the way the Premier League have structured what's, I suppose, sort of classified as a winter break, but it isn't really. So what happens is they stagger this round of games over the course of 2 weeks. So Liverpool will have 8 days off, and then the teams that haven't had the break this week or next week will have the break the following week, and they'll have times off between the games as well. So again, that's going to be great that the lads are going to get a bit of a rest over Christmas time. Next game will be on the 27th then, so not even on Boxing Day. So hopefully the lads may even be able to get a Christmas day off, or just come in for a light session, which could do them the world of good. It really could. They need a break badly. We expected them to get a bit more of a break in the Champions League. We didn't expect us to go as strong as we did against Midtjylland, of course, and that came back to bite us in the ass, unfortunately. But look, it's easy to be a genius in hindsight, isn't it? And yeah, so there you go. I'm going 2-1 to the Reds anyway. Let me know your thoughts on it, but it is not going to be an easy night's work at Anfield, because Spurs I have a lot of respect for as a team. I still question if they'll last the pace in the Premier League title race, to be honest with you. If they pick up a couple of injuries to Kane or to Son, I think that will have a massive impact on them. And as I said, I also highly feel that Hugo Lloris has a mistake or two in him. So I'd be telling Bobby Firmino, Salah and Mane, chase down everything. Any ball given back to Hugo Lloris, follow it in. Any shots that you take, follow it in. I'd be putting corners in on top of him. He's a very good goalkeeper. He can make world-class saves, but he can also make world-class fuck-ups. So that's my take on it. Love to know what you guys think, and go over to the chat now and see how you're all feeling.